Hey there, future me. It's currently a Sunday evening. We are slightly ahead of schedule, but it's going to be a Monday morning in, well, I think a little under 2 minutes. This is actually take three, I guess, of recording this. I think the last two takes were done in Sunday morning. And I don't know. I feel like I could do, I guess, present me a bit more justice in trying to describe like sentiments and all that stuff instead of it being like this like half like discombobulated state, if you will. Anyways, like what's happened, I guess, over the past 2 weeks? Well, not much, right? Which I guess is like why I was in the past two recordings malding a bit, like certainly like super malding in the first one and malding a little bit more, like a little bit less in the second one. But what like I haven't really done much on the research front or like on any of like the academic or even self project fronts, right? It's just been a lot of going to work, checking emails, seeing like what prof wants me to do, and then just kind of making the relevant plots, making like the relevant adjustments in the code, and just shipping it off and waiting for his reply. As much as like I guess this is, I mean, I don't know. I guess like I'm not. We're not being paid like handsomely, right? And like I figure it's like like if I were just doing like a regular job, it would be like par for the course, right? But I feel like for research, if I want to be, if I want to further my career and all that stuff, I need to take more initiative and try a lot harder. But right now is just kind of one of those patches where I feel like um, it's difficult to know what's going on. I think like it's one of those points to where it's just I don't have enough confidence. Like, I don't have enough of this mixture of confidence and intuition to take a stab and try new things on my own, right? And then like try to anticipate what Prof will ask from me. And so then whenever he asks me things, like it's usually like, wait, what did he mean by this? And I make the plot, and I'm like, oh, ah, I see. That makes a lot of sense. But I have yet to get to that point to where I can like do it on my own of like, well, we want this thing to happen, or we're trying to figure out why this works, so I should go measure this, right? Um, so yeah, it's been just like a very like low proactive like chunk, I guess, of productivity, which isn't great, right? I don't think like this is um, because I guess like before candidacy and stuff, I feel like I was in like the more like high proactive region, but so it's not like great being back here. Um, it's also just kind of been like even what like even if it is like low proactive in regards to like making like things that immediately progress research, it's also been like low proactive in like things like that are I guess like adjacent to research, like resolving the code of its technical debt, learning like more like stuff on like the low level. I'm not really sure what to call this. It's like I guess like more like command line. Yeah, just like command line stuff, right? Like shell scripts and all that. Like learning more technical skills or sharpening my like skills and like picking up more refreshing my mind on like more math things or physics things, right? To just like generally keep me active, right? I haven't really been doing that in downtime or like while waiting for prof's reply, which is not like this isn't a good management of my time because well, I mean, grad student, right? Like, just because you don't have anything, just because you aren't given things to do, doesn't mean that you should just like sit on your like, sit on your hands and like twiddle your thumbs, right? It's not really, it's not good of me, right? And I think like if I think I'm behind and if I think that I'm capable of better, I just have to do more things. That's all there really is to it, right? It feels like I've been in a bit of these past 2 weeks. Kind of feels like one of those like the days just really go by, right? You blink and you miss it. It's a bit of a, it's just a cycle or it's just a loop, right? I wake up, I check my email to see like if prof says anything. I laze around for a little bit, then I like limp over to work. I get there, I sit down, I like maybe like start a few code runs, and then like while the code runs, which is like about an hour or two depending on the load for good statistics, I don't really do much. So like I think my total productivity for the day is like pretty like the actual amount of time that I spend like really like working on stuff is like quite brief, and then I just spend the rest of it just like doing nothing really, like either like just like going down Wikipedia rabbit holes or just like spacing out, not really investing my time into like even like the personal projects, right? Which is not great. I don't know. Like it feels like, I'm in this kind of stage where it's like I'm just waiting for like something in me to kind of start back up again, right? But it's not like I don't think this is sustainable, right? Like it's not really something that I don't really like being here. Wow, who would have thought? Unproductive grad student thinks that not being productive is a bad thing. News at 10, right? Um, but it's just like it's one of those patches. I feel like whenever like as soon as I start just like waiting for prof to get back to me, it's just kind of once I like basically default to like, oh okay, I'll just like wait for him to get back to me. It's not that's like a sign that's like, ooh, this isn't good. I should be doing something, right? Like this isn't even like one of those things where I feel like I'm like actually constantly doing things and I'm like underplaying like, oh, like, I'm actually trying to do things I'm not, right? Like this has just been a very, very slow like 2 weeks. And it's just kind of been like the things that I'm looking forward to or the things that I'm thinking about doing are just like more like non-academic whatsoever, right? Like personal projects or like just like, oh, I want to like read this thing or I want to like watch this thing, right? Which is, I guess like fine, right? Like I think this is good in moderation, but when that's all I can really, I guess, when that's all I'm really looking forward to, right? As soon as like you start looking forward to like recess, right? And not like, I guess, wanting to bang things out, then that's a sign, right? That's like well, not a sign, but it's not a good look at the very least, right? Um, and so I guess I hope I get back on the ball. I think in the past two recordings I was either doing this like weird mixture of like trying to self-analyze or like well, I guess in a less charitable phrase, like make excuses, right? It's like, oh, you see, it's like so much easier to like make progress or perceive progress in like things such as video game or like video is like oh well I just finished watching the video or like oh I just like number go up in video game, right? But like and yeah sure like it's not like all a waste, but it's still just like well we live in a society, man, like you gotta have a job, and don't you like doing this? You talk a big game about how like you like doing physics, you like doing astronomy, you go tell like the profs you're going to make these materials, and yet you're not doing any of that. And in addition to not doing any of that, you're spending your time like, I guess, just like on personal endeavors that are not going to, I guess, be the change that you want to provide, right? So it sounds like you're baiting, and that's a bad look for someone who's supposedly on their minimal baiting mark, isn't it? And yeah, shit, yeah, I guess so, right? So I don't know, right? Like it's just been one of those very, very slow periods. I wonder as to what well, it's just like once again, I guess like it's like kind of one of those like I wonder how I got here, right? How did we get to this point? Because I feel like the few weeks beforehand, right, there was a lot of things going on. There was like trying to write the proposal and then like I guess just like really struggling to do it and like psyching myself out and like whiffing on that and then like writing all these integrals and trying to run that whole event, right? And now like it's just kind of been like, oh, back to research, and then for some reason I've like completely let go of the gas, and it's just been a lull, right? All is quiet, all quiet on the Western Front. So it's just kind of, I don't know. It's not. I really just hope this is temporary. I mean, I think I didn't do myself any favors, right? I think on Thursday night I just like really messed up my sleep schedule. It's the classic like, oh, frisbee's done. I'm just gonna sit in my office for like a few hours, get back home around like 1 or so, and then take a shower and then eat some like food and then go to sleep around 5, right, in the morning, and then mess up my sleep schedule. And then I didn't like reset it on Friday, so like I had a messed up sleep schedule like on Saturday, and so like I woke up like at 11 p.m. on Saturday after going to sleep at 6 p.m. And so it's like just a little briefly into like Sunday morning when I put my headset on, I'm like, man, I should like record this. I should record an audio. It's been like about 2 weeks, and so it was like vastly. It was quite. I wouldn't say like fully incoherent, but it was like much worse than I think this one will sound. So there was just a lot of like, I don't know what's going on. There's so many things to do. I've just been doing nothing. Like, But so I guess I'm just trying to encompass that, but do a better job, right? I think when did I go to sleep today? I think I went to sleep like around like 5 or 6 in the morning, and then I woke up around like 11 or so. So like, well, it wasn't too bad. Like I'm hopefully gonna be tired in like an hour or two, and then I'll go to bed and wake up around like 9 a.m. and then we'll have complete the reset cycle. I think like walking to the grocery store today was like a rather pacifying event, right? Just kind of like look, like things are a bit jumbled, but at the very least, at least you can get your ass out of the apartment and like go get groceries during the weekend, and it'll be fine, right? Which is something that I hadn't done in like the past like 3 weeks, right? I guess I got groceries last week, like on Monday. I think yeah, it was like I'm on a Monday, right? And I just didn't do it over the weekend because I think we were puzzling on like Saturday, and then on Sunday I just like threw it real time. And then like the 2 weeks before that, it was just like a combination of like doing stuff and throwing it real time. But it's like generally when things like that happen, right? It's an indicator that something is wrong, right? I've just done like a bad job taking care of myself, and it's not great, right? So I hope I do a better job. I hope I return to like doing the weekly walk to grocery store, buy groceries for the weekend, so that I don't like have that weird period in like the middle of the week to where I run out of something and then have to start making do. What else have I? What else has happened? I talked with like some friends that I hadn't talked to in a while, right? Like I guess like over this weekend, I talked to like yeah, two people from like my high school, and it's been a while since talking to them, so that was pretty cool. Um, I'm really trying to think of like interesting things that I did. We puzzled, right? The cohort tried to do a jigsaw puzzle. There was kind of like a bro moment because like apparently like the frame that we put it in, which were the frames that I bought, apparently they were bad frames, and like the person who brought it back to like their place, like she woke up the next morning and like the puzzler just like the frame just broke, and so we have to redo the puzzle again. It's like man, I don't know. Oh wait, I think I have something on my mind that's like a bit more substantial now. Like I think something that I'm doing like kind of well right now, like relative to how I was doing things, say maybe last semester or like 2 semesters ago, is that I'm a bit more on the ball with like attending like external commitments, things such as frisbee or these like informal math sessions with like some of the physics undergrads where we just like go into like one of the main rooms and just like go through Arfkin just for giggles for the most of it, right? They're learning new math and I'm relearning math or learning new math as a consequence, right? And so it's nice to have these like external commitments to better like regulate what I do, right? As like checkpoints of like I should be here by this, right? I just wish that I was able to do this internally a bit more. I feel like this is a reoccurring theme in among like the videos, right? This is the classic of like, oh well, like Paspy's an idiot, he's a bum, right? Like I can just like change this whenever I want, but of course, then present me or like slightly future me, right? Like laying in bed thinking like, damn, I really wasted my time there, huh? Right? Doesn't really think too fondly, I guess, of past me calling even past like further past me a bum, right? But I guess it'll just have to get there. Like in addition to asking myself what I'm capable of, I guess a new like adjacent thought is in the mind of I just need to become stronger. I guess my current image of strength is not necessarily like physical strength, but rather just like mental fortitude, right? And just being able to be very resilient and persistent to just hack away at things. And whenever there's like seemingly nothing to do, I can take like the stone and squeeze water out of it. And I suppose like I think I know what that means, right? That's basically just like continuing to pile on skills upon skills and like learning new things and just like working on like the small things in the background, right? Time is not something that is I think there's like what is it? Time is something that you have to fight for, right? Somehow, like there's only so much time in the world, and so I can't just like. Of course, like I can't always just try to keep ramming my head at a wall if nothing's going right, or just like hoping that I like reset immediately. I think breaks are always due, right? Like a breaks are necessary, right? Or else like I go mad. But I really wish I could like kick myself into like second gear or like back into like a shape that I knew I once possessed. I think in the second iteration of this, yeah, the second iteration of this recording, I talked about back in like junior year of high school to prepare for like like the AMC because I wanted to make the AIME or something, right? I like grinded away at Alchemist, like that just became like a reflex, right? As soon as I got done with classes, I just like pop on, like open a computer, log in, right? Get out like my little pile of scratch paper, sometimes just like, I guess do pencil graffiti on the desk, and I would just like hack away at it. And I feel like that was like a really, being in that like state was like really, really nice. And I don't think I've like been close to that in a while. I guess I've had like glimpses of it in like the research phase, right? Like trying to, I guess, come up with like new math and then suddenly surprise prof with like, ah, yes, I can actually explain why it's 6 over L. But that's that just has to be more consistent, right? I think currently the things where I like find myself rather like addicted or like heavily invested into something, right? Like would just be more like like reading a new manga series, right? Or like a web comic or playing like a video game. And so it's kind of rough that I can't like recover, I suppose, like this like want to like just like go do things and always try to be efficient because like I like hell, like I even went up to like the person who's teaching like coding for Astra, right, and like gave her my sales pitch, and like I do drop by and like talk about like all these ideas that I have, right, but as long as I don't write these ideas down or like actually make the worksheets that I've been talking a big game about, right, it's all for naught, right. And so it's like, oh yeah, I need to like go do this, I need to go do that, and like I tell these other people these things, and I tell myself them more than I tell other people, but I don't go do them. So if it's unrealized, then it once again like you're just baiting, bro. You're just baiting. Why are you baiting? It's like, man, I don't know, right? And all in the while, like we get stuck in the same cycle. The days go by, and yet nothing changes besides that I'm getting older and I'm running out of time. So it's not a great feeling, right? But I hope that this is a better, I guess, depiction. Like this, I guess I've molded partially, but I wasn't molding, like partial molding, but not full mold. Let's not worry about it too much. What matters is that I guess like it's here now, right? And that I hope that the next time I'm here, it'll be a good while from now, and I can at least say like I had like a really long period of like, wow, things are great. I'm hitting all my shots, but um, much easier said than done, right? So I hope the next time I have something of less moldy matters to talk about. But yeah, future me, I guess I'll see you then.